I'm going to speak about Uber Eats, Spark, and Delivered. This started rolling out a couple of weeks ago. You see on the bottom, Google Maps and Waze. They now give you a choice. They've been rolling out new features and functions, but the third-party apps do that constantly. So that's something that's coming into play more often. I'm like, wow, they're letting you choose which GPS you want to use. This happened today. I was like, what the? I use Waze all the time, most often. And this is in the Uber app. This actually popped up in the Uber app. And the accident was on the other side of the parkway, going in the opposite direction. However, they asked, is the accident still there? I was like, yes, it is. Wow. Today, I turned down a big batch, and it's because most of the drop-offs were in my town and the town next to me. And then they expected me to drive on the other side of the island, to drop off the last order, so I had to give it back. I was upset because it was a decent payout. It was like over $60. I think it was like $67. I would have completed it, but they needed to send me to the furthest drop-off first and bring me back home. They need to work on that because I would have accepted the 17 drop-offs, delivery drop-offs. Now let's talk about what I did take today. I did complete some Uber Eats and I worked Spark. One was a double pickup, $17.65 without the tip. It was 2 drop-offs, but it was around the corner. It was fast and sweet. And then I did a shop and deliver, and I really liked it. I hope I receive more of those. And it was at the food market, and I really did enjoy it. And once I learned the store better, I'm going to be an old pro. I did a shop and deliver for $18.55. Pending tips, they're unconfirmed, but $8.62. And today I received a $4 tip from yesterday. I accepted a shop and pay, shop and delivery. I get it. Look at those numbers. I get it. Today, I deleted the Spark app before I started my day, and then I reinstalled it, downloaded it, and it went back in time. I took a screenshot this time. This is what happens when it's an older version. Now, I didn't have a problem with this shop because I did reach out to the customer. We took care of it. I got a good substitution. But you see how this all pops up and it's not centered? That's the old one. But now I know. I will keep an eye out for the upgrade. Because when I delete it, I've noticed this before, it goes back in time. So that's another thing that needs to be worked out. And most of us understand that my phone updates itself constantly. Well, the apps have to, take that into consideration when they're updating their apps constantly. It's a lot of coding. There's a lot of things to work out. So you got to work around it. And I did. Once I realized the last drop-off was the furthest drop-off away from all the other deliveries that were close to my town where I live, I had to reach out because there was no option to give back the trip. I mean, the moment I realized it, it was less than a minute, and there was no way for me to give it back. And sometimes there's a button that says, cancel the trip, and they ask why. I would have told them why. So I had to reach out, and they told me to reboot, close the app, log out. So they had to cancel it on their end. I received this notification today, again, because the first pickup, it was kind of early in the day, and Spark is more mid-afternoon in my market when it gets jumping. So I'm keeping track because now I have 2 that I need to keep an eye out for because 2 trips were eligible for additional earnings. And I received this because I was delivering perishables. They let you know to follow food safety standards. The orders will be canceled if delayed later than 3:39 p.m. and need to be returned to the store. Think about that. They gave me like over an hour to deliver the deliveries, and they sent this notification. Imagine taking an order and it getting canceled because you didn't deliver it on time within a time frame, and then you have to bring back that food that's probably spoiled at that point. However, I had ice in my bag today, and I like to place the cold products on top of the ice packs that I have. A few days ago, somebody gave me a handful of quarters for a tip. It's good to have in the car. Today I completed a Syosset pickup, and it was a Hicksville drop-off. I got gas. Then I headed to the closest Walmart, and I received 2 gigs to complete. It worked for me. The food subtotal was $266.75. I took that. I could take up to about $300 now. I know what I can handle. Base fee, which is pay, $10. And the tip was $26.68. So that wasn't so bad. That was a good way to kick off my day. So I completed and delivered Spark, and I completed some Ubers. Now look at these notes. Go to the nurse's station, in the ICU. They wanted me to include a note. Would you be able to insert a note with the order? I would like it to say, with much love and appreciation. Oh my goodness. It was the subtotal of the food was $158. Then they tell you more instructions of where it needs to be brought. The food needs to be brought to when you get there. I didn't accept this one. Where was it? Oh, Port Jefferson. That's too far for me. It was from the Toast Coffee House to St. Charles Hospital. I have nothing against delivering to hospitals, but Port Jefferson is just too far away.
We are in some serious trouble. This year is going to be nutty this next year, but I'm telling you what, as dark as it gets, you're the light, and you're going to crush it. You're going to be richer than you've ever been by two things. You're arming yourself with knowledge and truth, and then you're putting yourself around the right people. If you're around a bunch of family and friends, my wife hates it when I say this, that don't believe you, that mock you, you go get new family and friends.
Yesterday was just too beautiful to pass up, so I took a walk on the floating docks and did some boat sightseeing instead of window sightseeing. And it was just so beautiful. And it was just the kind of day that you needed to stop for 30 minutes, walk around, and I guess decompress from all the computer technology. It was just so pretty. Beautiful scenery.